So with the internet and like, you've become a very public icon. Do you receive a lot of angry mail or hate mail?
Absolutely none, actually. I've never received one piece of angry mail, either physical mail, which I don't receive a lot of anymore, or internet or email or messages on Facebook. It's all positive. I think for me, in my case, what it was about is that kids have a right to be safe in school. It's not a radical concept. It's really hard for somebody to disagree with that concept and look normal and human. And so I don't receive anything negative. The negative stuff that I do receive is more about what's happening to kids, you know, whether it be the bullying that they're receiving. I also get messages from kids who had lost one of their friends to suicide because of bullying and those kind of things. And that, to me, is much more difficult in a lot of ways for me to deal with than some bigot sending me an email about how, you know, I deserved what I got. Because it's very painful and it's very personal to me to hear all the stories that I hear. But it's part of what I do, and it's part of being an advocate, is I need to understand what is currently happening so that I can advocate for the best policies and for the best you know, school reactions to bullying and to especially now with cyberbullying in the newer forms.
So have you faced any persecution or harassment like outside of the internet as for your sexual orientation?
Absolutely. A couple of things that come to mind was why I did this, I don't know, but I moved to Dallas, Texas, and I was living down there, and I ended up dating a guy, and we were walking through this area of town, and it wasn't the safest area of town, and we ended up having guys that were in the back of a pickup truck throw beer bottles at us, and one of them hit the guy that I was with in the back. And I mean, he wasn't really hurt by it, but we were both very rattled by it. And it was the last time we walked around that neighborhood. We didn't feel safe at all. And you know, it was because of the fact that we were gay. The guys were calling us fags and queers, and they threw beer bottles at us. So, and then the other time would be when I've been involved in any kind of issues around safe schools, and I'll be at, like, let's say a state capitol, or doing a rally around safe schools, is that a lot of times there's a lot of very negative and hateful things that are said to me and about me from people opposing safe schools, which seems like a weird thing. A lot of people say that what we're doing is we're trying to promote homosexuality in schools, and what we really want is safe schools for all kids, whether that be gay kids or whether that be kids with religious differences. Kids come to school for a lot of reasons, they get harassed for a lot of reasons, and schools need to be safe for all of those kids. And so, you know, the other thing I say is people say that I'm trying to promote homosexuality in school with the documentary Bullied. If they watched it, they would know that there's not a lot of kids in the entire country. There's not one kid, I would think, that would choose to be gay if gay was a choice based on watching this video. So it's a ridiculous notion. It's really about safe schools.
And going back to what you said about Texas, there are, in our nation, and even within states, there are pockets of areas that are safe for not even just gay people, but races and that are not safe. What can we do to work to kind of educate those areas?
Well, I think that we're moving forward. I think things are getting better and places are changing. I wish it would happen faster, but change happens when it happens, and I think that we can all do our part. As a gay person, I'm out no matter where I go. I talk about my partner, whether I'm in Texas or whether I'm in Minnesota or whether I'm in San Francisco. It doesn't matter where I'm at. I think that's part of it, and also having our allies start speaking up. There's a lot of people who very much have gay people in their lives that care about, and I think it's important for them to speak up and say, you know what, I support gay people, I want safe schools, I support gay marriage, I support whatever they support, and having them speak up as well as us, because I think only when we have, you know, the GLBT community with our allies speaking up will we have the size that we need to move forward and advance gay rights.
If someone's educated in school, because people oppose teaching what a homosexual is in a school, in a health class, do you think that's important, just as giving an example of pictures of who people are?
Absolutely. I think that all kids need to see themselves represented in their schools, and I don't think it matters whether it's high school, junior high school, or grade school. There's age-appropriate ways to talk about these issues. We have kids in school that are going to grow up to be gay. We have kids in schools that have gay parents. We have kids in schools that have other gay relatives, and I think it's important that, you know, we exist. And we shouldn't have to have a, you know, fight for a right to exist. We do exist, and we will always exist. And people need to start realizing that. And it's so important, because I think that we can stem the gay bullying and we can stem suicides, both gay and straight suicides, by making sure that everybody feels represented and safe in schools. I mean, it's a pretty, I think it's a pretty simple idea.
Looking back at all the stuff you've experienced, would you change anything?
You know, there's probably things that I've said that I wish I could take back or do, but I mean, I don't think that I did anything wrong in school, obviously, and I think that what I went through, as painful as it was, has done a lot of good and helped a lot of people. And so if it would have helped one person, it would have been worth it for me to have fought the case that I fought. And now with the DVD and being able to have this in schools all across the country, it's phenomenal. My story is getting out there in a way that I can't go to 25,000 schools in a month, which is what my video has done. It's already been sent out to 25,000 schools, and I'm very proud of that. And you know, I really feel good about what has happened because of my case and what's happened due to doing the documentary as well.
Well, thank you so much for being here and talking with us. The documentary is called Bully. It's absolutely wonderful. You truly exemplify the pursuit of happiness and life and liberty.
Thank you.